about mental health. And the idea is we just want to give fathers a platform to discuss parenting and contribute from our perspective. So the release that you have in front of you allows us to put out segments onto our podcast, onto our website, which is realdadtalk.com. We're on Instagram as well. I'm not going to make it a big session, but thank you for allowing us to join you this afternoon.
Because obviously we have the infrastructure buildings in order to do this training. So that in a nutshell is why we do course on course. You'll get a safety brief from one of our instructors when we finally get to the scenarios. And you guys are slated to do 3 scenarios. Not everybody will do, okay? Some of you will, and I would ask, please participate. Please participate. It is one thing to watch. It's not a bad thing. It's even better if you get involved. We're not here to shoot you with these things. But just the mere fact that I just mentioned to you and I'm showing it to you, is already got your brain thinking, okay, after we do this and that, there's a possibility these things are going to fly around. Okay? These things hang out about 350 feet per second. If they impact you, it'll sting. That's the stimulus we're looking for. And that's what puts the officers and the training in that position to deal with the problems that they're facing. So, and the shock stimulus does the same thing. Right? Other agencies use variations of shock stimulus. It's all the same thing. Okay? We're all looking to expose deficiencies and proficiencies that we see in our personnel. The scenarios, as I said, they are structured. Well, before I get into that, let me just by show of hands. Be honest. Who would like to participate? You know. And it's okay. There's no shame if you don't. Okay, but if something that might thank you. You might have a medical problem. You can fight felonies. You don't want to hurt anybody. You want to have a foot.
You don't put a rookie out on the street with another rookie, right? So to try to kind of respond to what you were saying, I think the idea is that you're pairing the new incoming class with a superior, veteran, experienced deputy who's able to guide them to that second or third year where they come to it. For me, again, it's that level of reliance on the idea of survival that we cannot understand and at times can misinterpret and misunderstand. And based on that, make uninformed, uneducated judgment.
Excellent question. Let me try to tie it in. I think it's safe to say that the police profession here, the balance are.
I didn't think I would know my trying. Not all firearms are loaded at all times. However, you come in possession of one, treat it as if it's loaded to determine if it's tested. Right? Whether it's firearm you have. Rule number 2 is do not muzzle anything you're not willing to shoot. Alright? So don't poke the gun at everything unless you're willing to shoot it. Alright? Rule number 3 is keep your finger off the trigger and along the frame until you make the conscious decision to shoot. So even though I'm moving somewhere, my finger's up here, off the trigger, these guns, the manufacturers spend millions and millions of dollars designing these guns, and they're made very economic. They're designed with this finger on that trigger. It's very easy, very simple. Alright, so it takes a conscious effort to keep the finger off the trigger. Right. Rule number 4 is know your target, its backdrop, and beyond. So just because you have just occasion to shoot something, you have to be aware of our rounds might over-penetrate, go through the target, and hit something in the backdrop. So if you're responsible for every round that is downrange, be aware of what you're shooting at, what's behind you. Okay? Any questions? Alright. Shoot. Put 2 hands on the gun, controlling it, line up your sights. Do me a favor, one at a time. When an instructor comes towards you, they will give you a command to shoot when they give you the command. Alright, just have them shoot one at a time, make sure they have an idea of how to make it. And please have eye pro on.
Right on the center of the target? Line up your sights.
likely not. If it doesn't work the first time, it's probably not going to work the second time. And that's why we have multiple options that we need to deploy. The second, another system that we use is what's called a pepper ball gun. All right, hey, it's a paintball gun on steroids. That's all it is. Okay. If I have to go into a house or something like that, or just by sheer dynamics of the incident, I got to get close to
So
that.
that's what they had during the protest.
Something similar, because this is just an example of, this is a 40 millimeter launcher. This is one of several that's out there. Okay. The round it fires, my partner is going to pass it around, show it to you guys. Okay. It goes out to 120 feet. Okay. Effective range is 120 feet. However, one of the things that we do in this unit, us being part of weapons training, is we test and evaluate these things. Even though it's good for 120 feet according to the manufacturer, in our experience, it's really only good to about 60, maybe 70 feet, because once it starts pushing past that point, it starts losing velocity, which in turn it loses accuracy, right, and effectiveness. Okay, sir. And let the guy sit in it. Okay, or I can actually hit someone direct fire with it. The problem is this doesn't pack the same punch as the other weapons, but at the same time, the ability to saturate an area is a little bit less likely to cause injury. Okay, because if I take this and shoot a few rounds at my partner right there at his feet, and he gets coated, and it's very effective. I know because I got tased. All right, and same with my partner. It works. The longest 5 seconds of my life. Okay. That being said, there are limitations to this thing. I've seen this not work on people, where I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do now? All right, because the barbs that come out of this thing, if, for example, he's wearing like that sweatshirt right there that's somewhat baggy, if it just connects on the clothes but not his skin, guess what? It's not going to work. He might feel a little tingle, like if you're looking at that D-cell battery, right? But it's not going to work on it, okay? Also, this thing is good to about 25 feet, but the sweet spot is about 12 to 15 feet, okay? If you hit too tall, someone's going to have to pick up the less weight. For the most part, the guys who are well-trained, they see what they need, they see what's needed, and they'll grab it, okay? The last option that I didn't talk about is a baton. A baton, technically speaking, is a less lethal weapon. However, you guys can imagine the damage a baton can cause, right?
Tell me your troubles and yourself. Huh? Tell me what's going on today. Who called? Who called? Who called? Who called? Did that lady call? Did that lady call? She called to bring the dog over here. They bring the friend all the time. That's the problem with the dog. I didn't call anybody. I'm minding my own business, and you're coming here playing with the guns and all that stuff. I didn't do anything. That happened again. I didn't do anything wrong. I got a knife. Yeah, I got a knife. I got a knife right here. I got a knife. Go down right now. I got a knife. Yeah, I got a knife.
Filming you on the side.
I got a knife. So what? I told him not to touch it. That's the problem with the lady. That she came over here.
Hey, it's okay, man. I got your back.
No, I didn't tell him. Don't tell him to spill that. I don't want to do this on camera.
Sir, do you mind if you step away a little bit, please? I understand. Thank you.
Back, man. I didn't do anything.
Here.
I know you haven't done
Why don't you focus on me over here? Don't worry about him.
Don't you forget about me.
I got you, man. All right, so we're going to put that knife down?
I didn't do anything. I didn't tell the lady. The lady brought the dog and the dog crap right here. I didn't tell her to do anything.
You want to shoot him with all that stuff? I'll put my weapon down. Look at that. Got my back? Okay.
What? Can I get a cigarette? Can I get a cigarette? Can I get a cigarette?
Give this poor guy a cigarette.
Can I get a cigarette?
Once you put the cigarette, I mean the knife down, I'll get you a whole carton.
A whole carton?
All right? You got to
I
get
don't-
some space right now.
I need to go. Listen,
Listen. Pardon the cigarette.
I gotta go. The man at the VA told me that I got an appointment. I don't want to miss my
With
appointment.
that knife in your hand. If you put the knife down, I can talk to you a little bit more. Put that knife down. You're making us all a little bit nervous
Why are
here.
you pointing the gun at him? He's not doing anything to you. Don't film it.
Sir, he asked you not to film him. Please put the camera
Don't put
down.
it on film.
pointing your guns at him?
I'm gonna put my knife. I'm gonna put my knife in here. Don't throw away my card.
Thank you.
Don't throw away my card.
No one's touching your card.
Okay?
Here's the seat.
Don't you try and pretend, you know, that's my feeling, you know, that you guys have a freaking problem.
Trying to kill this guy. He doesn't have a weapon now.
Don't film it. Don't film it.
All right, so here's a cigarette. Why don't you line it up?
I missed it. I can't catch it.
Okay.
Why are you throwing things at me? Don't throw things at me.
All right, that's okay.
What happened with the lady?
Here's what the lady's gone. She's no longer here. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Do you mind stepping down to your knees? Yes.
I got bad knees, Chief.
Okay.
I got bad knees.
Do you mind sitting down?
I'll sit down. I'll sit down. I'll sit down. I got bad knees.
Okay.
Hey, you with the phone. What's up?
What?
All right. Hey,
What are you guys harassing him?
I got bad knees.
But I don't want to.
I got bad knees.
Do you mind laying down, but you face me so you can still
I'm
see
not
me?
laying on this. It's hot. Are you crazy?
No, I'm just trying to
It's
make
hot.
everybody feel more comfortable.
I'm not going to lay down on the floor.
Okay. All right. Can I ask that you put your head behind the back of your head?
My head behind my head?
No, your hands behind the back of your head.
My
Come on,
hand.
man. Give that
Your
guy. He's a
hand.
Don't shoot
veteran.
me.
No one's going to
Don't
shoot.
shoot me.
He's a
Don't do
veteran.
that.
Ask my
Don't do
partner
that. I
here.
see you got the gun. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just going to ask if you can put your hands behind your back.
Don't throw away my card. Please don't throw away my card. I got everything in there.
I understand. So we're going to make sure you get your card back the same way. Thank you, sir. Sir,
I don't want it. I just want to make my appointment tomorrow. I want to go to the DA. Give me a cigarette. That'd be great.
Come on, man.
But I don't film it. Don't film it, please. Listen, don't film it.
Get away.
Don't film it, please.
Get away.
But I'm not doing anything.
Don't film, please. Please don't film.
All right, sir, I'm going to walk up to you. I'm going to walk
I
up to
need
you.
a cigarette.
You got it.
I need a
Cigarette's right here.
cigarette.
Here you go.
I need a cigarette.
You got it?
I can't catch it.
Okay, well,
I need a
sir,
cigarette.
sir enough, you'll have it.
I
Sir
need a
enough.
cigarette.
All right, can I see your hands again, please, behind the back of your head?
I need a cigarette.
Thank you.
I need a cigarette.
All right, we're just gonna step up behind
The
you.
man, he never told me about that. He never said the problem with all the, you got the people throwing up and all this other stuff. You got issues and all these other, I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't tell him to do that.
All right, you got back up. Right behind you. Okay, all right, again, can you put them behind the back of your head? My partner here is just gonna...
I just want to sit, that's all I want. I just want to, please don't throw my card away. Please don't throw my card away. Go for it, go for it, go for it.
All right, full syrup.
Everybody come on down.
Sound like an argument with my wife.
That was only about 20% accurate.
Everybody come on down.
To keep me safe and to also keep him safe, right? So as I'm talking to him, I want to do that from distance and cover. So the guys that went through this, if you heard, my guys were saying, hey, you don't want to move from cover. Things that we end up usually are taught from the academy as a deputy sheriff, we're taught to control the chaos.
My son, get him! and he hit me with the stick.
That's your problem. That's my problem.
Right? And some of them were acting all good, and some of them were acting a
Smoking
fool,
weed.
and some of them's like, dude, just shut up, man. You know,
Right.
I'm a pro, shut up. So,
Yeah.
a lot of dynamics when it comes down to it, right? And again, we do these are high frequency events that I don't want to say low risk, but a lot of people look at them that way. But when are we going to know that that's going to be that time, right? And we don't, okay?
But the point is, you gotta be able to contain the situation. So now, when you were talking about the scenario, when I was actually able to convince the guy to expose the knife and put it aside, then I asked him to, go down to his knees or put himself in a position where an officer, a deputy, can detain him while they contain the situation. Now, as I'm approaching him, I'm being tapped on the shoulder by a deputy. It's like, hey, don't approach that way.
Keep your
because-
space.
Keep your space, because
Yeah.
why? I was coming into your line of fire
Yeah.
in case things went sour.
So
right?
I was your backup, and I was looking at the whole situation from another perspective.
Right.
You know, I'm just, you're talking to the person. I remember clips and pieces of it in my head. You're negotiating with the person. You're like, hey, listen, I'll get your car and a cigarette.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Whatever it was. I'll get your car and cigarettes if you just, please put the knife down and, let's not get into this. At the same time, I was afraid for my life. I didn't know myself what was going to happen because we're right in the line of fire. We're very close. And the negotiating is one part of it. But the other part was, hey, look at your own safety. Because at the end of the day, we want to go home at the end of work.
Nobody wants to.
Yeah,
die.
yeah, we want to get home.
Right.
But it was, we had a couple scenarios like this where it was really, it really put things in perspective for me because.
But in what sense? What do you mean by it put it in perspective?
Because anybody could throw you, or you could be in a scenario, and it's not well thought out. Your mind is on different aspects of
on the receiving end, or as an officer or as a deputy.
In any time of trauma, where something's traumatic's happening, or
Right.
violence is occurring, your mind is not going to.
Well, you got that adrenaline pumping.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So your heart, your body's going, your muscles, you're getting tense, and that's the thing where that whole time where we're in these scenarios, I was like, oh my goodness, like what am I gonna do? And then you saw, for example, paparazzi, people with cell phones recording the incident. You're
And
like,
you want to get them out of the way.
yeah, you want to
because
get them out of
don't
the
want
way
them to get
because
injured.
even the person that was involved didn't want cameras involved in this.
Right.
It was a very it's a very tricky.
It's intense.
Tricky, intense. I don't know what other words I could put. I can prepare myself all my life for that, but
When you're actually in it, it's a whole different ballgame. It's
whole
a
new
lot-
ball game.